Thank you, everyone. So I'd like to start off by saying there was an excellent opening talk by Hasib about how wallet automation agents are going to be the future of agents and will help everyone here with crypto. And what I want to stress throughout this conversation is that the most valuable agents are going to be science automation agents that autonomously improve the progress of science. Bio Protocol is a launchpad. The first portion of this talk will be about bio, and then I'll talk about the bio agents that we are announcing here. So there's a decentralized science financial layer, and there's a way to commercialize and receive global funds for any research idea you have. And basically there's a way to accelerate science through the portion of this graph where there's not a strong incentive to fund and keep funding until you get to the final stage of a therapy or a drug. So bio is there to allow anyone to raise funds, and I'm the lead of a new agentic science team within bio to help this process. So BioDAO is the end result is a IP NFT, which is valuable. It's a new claim about the world. It's a new data point of science, and that can be sold. It can be sold to pharma. It can be sold to biotech. It can be sold to any interested parties in that would be interested in new science. So far, we have around 10 to 12 different organizations that have come to us, and they are on the scientific progress, like the scientific method. They're in different parts of the this chain of events that leads to an IP NFT. And so we provide the many facets of Web2 scientists coming to crypto. That's the DAO governance, the marketing, all these things. And so this is why we invite scientists from around the world to launch new DAOs through us to fund their research ideas. Here's a few of them. There is one ongoing auction, which if you have a rare disease, you might be interested because this is called Curetopia. It's a science program to cure rare diseases around the world. So this is live right now. You can talk to me or some others in the room if you are curious about this. So moving on to agents. This is a first look at bioagents, which are meant to accelerate the speed of science. Here's a quote from Sam Altman. "We expect the impact of AGI to be uneven. Although some industry will change a little, scientific progress will likely be much faster than today. This impact will surpass everything else." So if we're preparing for this world, really as we hit a plateau of applying compute to new models, what's the next best thing? We always want more and more intelligent models, but we think this will improve the world. So after that plateaus, what is the next best thing to put that compute towards? And I would posit that it's probably towards running agents that are continuously thinking about science, continuously thinking about the next best thing, widening the dark areas of the scientific tech tree. And we are putting in the steps now to create a decentralized distributed fleet of 1 million bioagents by the end of the year. We think we can do this on Perl. And it's very similar to AlphaFold, which is a famous program by Google DeepMind, where they got over 2 million people to donate their compute time to solving protein folding. So it's a very mechanistic model. They use deep learning to improve the model, but it's very mechanistic. And a lot of science and the scientific method and the scientific process is more agentic, where you want multi-step decision processes. And so we ask the question, if you actually if you incentivize the network with a token, which is bio, and if you get people to run agents at home and contribute to science, how many can you get to? Google got to 2 million people over the years. They won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry last year. And I think we can get way beyond 2 million. And these are agents that are, a core piece of it is adding tools to the agents that basically interface with any Web2 scientific plugins. In a way, like we're here at a crypto event, but the Web 2 version of agents doing science is progressing. Genentech just open sourced their results a few days ago. Roche Pharmaceuticals just published how they're using agents. And so the Web 2 world is using agents for science. And we have to ask the question, how do we incentivize larger networks of agents? How do we build with them using crypto? So a lot of what we're going to be doing this year is adding integrations with existing Web 2 frameworks, Web 2 biotech frameworks and companies, because there's these things called cloud labs where you can send an API request to a company, and they'll run your experiment on their own physical hardware. Like, you basically send an API request, you get the results of a lab experiment back in a few days, a few hours. So that's very good for agents. Agents can use that to actually affect the real world and get real results from experiments. And so there's an existing token for the bio protocol. And so we're adding new utility to it where anyone can stake the token. We're going to have a dual token model with OLAS, where the bio token is staked, and you get a yield for basically running an agent on your local hardware, local device. And when we have an overcapacity of agents, we will be able to sell that extra demand, that extra compute power, that agentic compute power, to any biotech firms and any third parties that would appreciate the ability to access a large fleet of 1 million agents. As I said, many biotech tasks lend themselves well to parallelization. So if you want to process 10,000 papers and you have one agent, it's going to take a few days, a few weeks. If you'd rather have 2 agents instead of 1 agent, and you'd rather have 10,000 agents instead of 2 agents. So we're using bio to incentivize people to run agents for us. And then what happens is, like, as we have this giant fleet, it's kind of like a supercomputer. It's an agentic supercomputer, or kind of like the Hubble telescope, where people will rent a few minutes on a supercomputer. They'll rent a few minutes on the best telescope in the world, and that's all they need. And so we'll have this giant fleet of agents that is available for biotech firms and research labs to access. I'm going to skip this part. We're also running agents that are able to help the BioDAOs with their governance tasks, basically accelerating the actual scientists, the human scientists. These are chatbots. What I talked about earlier with bioagents, these are not chatbots at all. There's not just a new token. These are purely running scientific tasks. And the tasks that they're running are really like this list of, this is a synopsis of the scientific method in a way, where each agent is able to use plugins and tools to complete a discrete step of this flow. And basically, you can start the flow wherever you need. If you have a bottleneck in hypothesis generation, if you have a bottleneck in accessing the cloud lab, you can insert your own data there, and then the agents will take it over and go as far as you need. Here's a short timeline. We think we can do this by the end of the year. OLAS and Perl is a great help in running them. And in summary, agentic science is a new field. The Bio Launchpad is a permissionless curation network for funding of any research team. And what we're creating is a bioagent fleet that will speed up the production and testable insights of any researcher around the world. And we really believe that if you have agents that are capable of PhD level thought, like helping people with crypto is great, but you want to put them towards the scientific problems of our time. Thank you.